the next one. Honestly, reading by the name of what this next one's going to be, I have no idea what to expect. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be something cool. It's going to be Team Rolo.
Thank you. Is the clicker working? Let's hope so. Okay, yeah, sure, thanks. So that's Shadow Puppy Shenanigans by us, the Rolos, a team of 4 students from Alto of multicultural background. So what is Shadow Puppy Shenanigans? In a submerged city, a raccoon with the duality of light and shadows is solving mystic challenges to steal all the snacks. That's us. It's a comedic puzzle game with a dystopian pop aesthetic and hip-hop music. And that's what makes our game unique. This combination of hardcore puzzles, dystopian pop aesthetic, hip-hop music, and a comedy narrative has not been explored in the indie genre before. Our mechanics involve the simple idea of classic Sokoban mechanics of pushing blocks with the added twist of lights and shadows. Every mechanic and every element in the game has a dual identity with respect to how they behave in lights and shadows. Throughout the game, interesting concepts, ideas, and challenges would be gradually introduced to the players to keep the puzzles exciting and fresh. So our gameplay loop consists of using these mechanics to solve puzzles, which follows up with unlocking new mechanics, new areas, and new challenges to explore, and slowly unlocking and uncovering the stories behind this mystic world. So upon completion, the game would feature 100+ puzzles, 16 of which are completed, 15+ unique mechanics, and a fully functioning puzzle editor. Our target platforms, PC and mobile, primarily because our target audience of the niche hardcore puzzle gamers and indie aficionados are primarily based on the PC market, while casual puzzle enthusiasts are still present in the mobile market, with a target audience group of between 12 to 35 years. And market research. So a surface-level market research shows that our total market is around 20 billion euros, but our accessible market is 50 million, which is the paid app revenue. And some of the games we referenced are Baba Is You and Donut County, which is, again, games about raccoons and hardcore puzzle games. And a very fundamental gross estimate shows that some of the hits are getting earnings in the millions, but even moderate earnings from hardcore puzzle games like Snakebird gets in the hundreds of thousands. And in this kind of like day and age, it's very important to talk about streaming and virality. And we can see games like Baba Is You and Donut County have good virality potential. And if we combine this aspect of hardcore games and raccoon shenanigans, similar virality, don't you think? And based on this, our monetization plan is a single purchase premium game for mobile and PC with $4.99 for mobile, $9.99 for PC. And for our development timeline, given 1 year, we have switched it between 4 segments, and given enough funding, we should be able to release the fully functioning product in the span of 1 year. And our biggest number for the pitch so far, 100% raccoon shenanigans guaranteed. And I can neither confirm nor deny that I am not 3 raccoons in a trench coat. Thank you.
All right, time for our Q&A section. I think your partner was also showing. So, Jerry, go ahead if you have a question on your mind, please.
Hey guys, so as there's so many great puzzle games, how do you plan to stand out of the market? And another important question is like, I love the part where you steal the snacks, but who do you steal them from?
Oh, that's an interesting question. So, the snacks are basically out there, and we're stealing from whoever is owning them. It's like, whoever has the snacks, we're going to steal all of them. Doesn't matter. But that's something we're going to introduce in our comedy narrative as to what is the reason behind the snacks and what shenanigans does that bringing along. As for how we stand out, as we mentioned, this combination of having like a comedic narrative intertwined with a puzzle game, and this unique aesthetic hasn't been explored. And especially with our niche of like puzzle games, hardcore puzzle gamers, even though this is a saturated market with the kind of like one-time play which puzzle games bring them, they're always looking for new experiences. So even if it's still a hardcore puzzle game, the audience is still looking for more hardcore puzzle games, because once they're done with the puzzle game, they want a new experience to work with. So that's how we kind of plan to stand out, this combination of aesthetic, narrative, and being still, at its soul, a hardcore puzzle game. Yeah.
Thank you. Very interesting game. How many levels do you plan to have in final product?
At least 100.
And then you have those hardcore fans who play 100 levels per day, and they want more and more.
I can guarantee, like, the game is hard enough, you can't finish 100 levels in a day. But definitely, that's why we have the puzzle editor. So once the gamers are done with the 100 levels, at that point, the community starts engaging. And with the puzzle editor, they would have this probability of making their own puzzles or downloading them from whichever platform they're on to kind of explore this community-built puzzles. And again, depending on the success of the product, we can constantly release new updates, new mechanics, new ideas, new worlds as part of like either a service or DLC plans to keep the players who are really dedicated coming back to the experience.
Okay, got it. So you are also kind of creating second product, which is your level editor.
Exactly.
And it has to be at that state that everybody can play with that.
Yes.
Well, I think that's an awesome plan, and user-generated content has its benefits. So well thought. Thank you.
Thank you.
Few comments, maybe a question too. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Donut County, and I think your approach would be also perfect for these like boutique publishers. So I would warmly recommend. And the other recommendation is maybe you should do some price point comparison, as I think Baba issue is all like $8.90 or $99.
I think Baba issue was, if I remember correctly, either $9.99 or $12.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like, yeah, maybe your price point could be a bit higher.
A bit higher, sure. Why not?
But maybe a question. So maybe if you can talk us through a bit why you went with the visual style.
Bon, would you like to talk about it, basically?
You can talk. The visual style was inspired by sort of like gritty, like New York aesthetics, and a little bit of like colorful, like fun of like the city life. So I wanted to add like sort of the trashiest like vibe from the raccoons, but also like adding like this whimsical like personality that's just exploring, but like in a more positive and like dreamy sort of like aesthetics.
Yeah, it's basically like the world is falling apart and like everything has gone to shit, but this raccoon just wants snacks. So it's just like everything is dystopian, but with poppy and bright colors to have that contrast to create that comedic effect. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, props to the comedy side. I think it's very actually difficult to have a comedy in a game, but yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Well, looks like our jury is done. Thank you so much for the presentation, and let's give a round of applause.